What's up, guys? Got a new knife today. Gonna have to bear with me. I'm not super enthusiastic. I tore my back up somehow, but we're gonna push through this because we got a new Medford to talk about. Not just new to me. It was just released at Blade Show. Medford M48. So from what I understand, the theme of this knife is kind of based on a tank design that Design General Patton. The tracks on the knife are a mimic of the tracks on the tank. The blade is a polished stone wash, which I love. That's one of my favorite finishes on a blade. And it came stupid sharp. We'll check it here on the gauge here in a minute. So this is one from Blade Show. So it didn't come with the swag and all that. That's actually my stuff. But so I ordered this knife, and I was excited because it was a new Medford, and I've always been a fan of Medfords. Haven't collected a lot of them here lately, but I seem to be kind of gravitating back towards them. One thing, it was a flipper, and I'm not a huge flipper fan, but I won't turn away a knife because it's a flipper. So I was just too curious to not get it. Luckily, I was able to pick one up. So one thing, they have a new pivot style. It's a large Torx, which I think is really cool. It's on both sides. One thing that I originally didn't care for about the knife was the aluminum show side. I was thinking maybe, for the price it ought to be titanium, but when I got it and I felt how smooth and silky this thing is, I think the aluminum was the way to go. With titanium, it tends to be a little rough. Plus, aluminum tends to hold the anodization a lot better. Titanium anodizing seems to scratch up pretty easily in my experience. Let's check some specs on it. So we've got right at a 4-inch blade, 4.5-inch handle scales, and we're about 8.5 overall. The clip is reversible. It's got Willie Patton's dog on there. Has a over travel stop, titanium spring side, aluminum show side. This shows fingerprints pretty good. I might wipe those off. But that's any kind of polish you put on any knife, that's the burden you're gonna bear, right? So the action is on bearings, which is not a normal thing for Medford, but I've heard rumors that all the new knives moving forward will be on bearings, so that's something that's kind of cool. You can't make the flipper fail. It works really well. It's got perfect jimping on it. Doesn't bite your finger to death, but gives you plenty of grip. I don't have any blade play at all. I mean, it's stiff as a board. Super light for a Medford. I was really shocked. One thing I wanted to check, a lot of people say, Medfords the blade stock's too fat and they won't cut. So it's 0.125. I don't think you could ask for any better than that. Let's check it behind the edge. .0185. Good enough for me. It came super sharp. Matter of fact, let's check that. I haven't checked it myself, but I have the handy dandy tester here, ready to go. Ooh, 160. So the scale goes from 0 to 1,000. Anything under 200 is considered, I think, double-edged razor blade sharp, which is like their sharpest setting. Or no, under 200 is razor blade sharp. Under 100 is double-edged razor blade sharp, whatever. That's just a standard they use. in my experience, you don't hardly get any knives, any production knives that are under 200 on this scale. So that's really good. I thought it felt pretty sharp. I mean, it rips through paper like it's nothing. Let's do some size comparisons because that helps, I think, more than anything. Let me wipe these smudges off here. About the Koenig Arius. Very similar in length. Super narrow carry profile. This is one of my favorite Medfords. The Slim Midi. I think this knife carries about as good as any knife. I mean, it's called the Slim Midi for a reason. I think it's also .125 blade stock. Sleech Boogie. As you can see for a Medford, it's a super narrow carry profile. And let's look at thickness. I mean, not much different than the Sleech Boogie. The Sleech may even be a hair thicker. So for the guys out there always saying Medfords can't cut, they're too thick, they're pocket shovels. They offer a lot more knives than just those pocket shovels, even though I love the pocket shovels. I'm a big fan of the overbuilt Medfords. Evo 2.0. So I didn't review this right when I got it, or even do an overview of it. I just showed some pictures of it. The reason is because I wanted to spend some time with it. I've had it in my hands nonstop since I got it yesterday morning, flipping it and you know, making sure there's no blade play and making sure that I can tell you I actually like the knife a lot more than I thought I would. I figured I would like it, you know, it'd be okay, and I'd do a review on it and then I'd, you know, sell it like I usually do. But I think I'm going to keep it. I really like it. I love the color of the anodizing. I love the finish on the blade. And I don't like flippers. I mean, it's good enough that it's overcoming the issue of having a flipper to me. So I'm a fan. I think they did really well. I mean, if they keep this up, they're gonna break into a whole nother market of knives, and more power to them. I seen one reviewer, I think they were talking about the 187 DP, and they were like, well, it's so plain. There's just nothing to it. There's no design. I'm not going to call anybody out, but, you know, be honest with you, that's kind of what I like about them. I don't need my knives to have swirls and hoops and trips on. I just want a knife that's super high quality, nice finishes, and feels good in hand. And these do to me. They may not to you, but they do to me. I've owned something like 25 Medfords, and I'm, in my opinion, they're doing a great job. Anyway, that's it, man. Medford M48, based on the patent tank design. Cost is $500 on their website. I haven't seen any retailers that have them yet. This is one of the ones from Blade Show. But I'm sure they will have them pretty soon, and I'm sure they'll fly off the shelf. So, in my opinion, they're great. So, if you like Medfords, you like knives that are easy to carry and have nice finishes. If you like flippers, this is the knife. $500 doesn't seem to be a crazy amount of money to spend on a knife these days. A lot of us have been collecting for a while. That's about the median number. So, we'd all love for them to be cheaper, but you know, it's just the way that it is. So. Guys, have a great day. God bless you and your families. Say a prayer for our country. Good night.